A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing.
Canelo versus Bud Crawford.
Yep.
I'm kind of have to put you in the spot. Who you like? Who you going with?
I like both. I'm a fan of Canelo. I'm a fan of Terrence Crawford. They're both amazing fighters. Canelo's just a huge puncher, bro. It scares me a little bit.
I feel Canelo's going to be a little too much for Crawford, but and I see Canelo pulling it through. But this is boxing and things could happen.
The countdown is on. Canelo versus Crawford is almost here. Fans and experts are split right down the middle, making this one of the most anticipated clashes in boxing. Two giants, one ring, and the world can't wait to see who walks out on top.
And we know that with the weight divisions, the higher we go, the more knockouts kind of happen. And definitely Crawford has the accuracy, one, and the power too. If he lands a clean shot on Canelo, he could knock him out. So it doesn't matter who it is, he has potential there. The reason why Crawford's so good and why his punches feel so strong is he makes you walk onto them. He's a smart guy, and he was using my forward momentum and putting his punches into it, which made it hurt 10 times more.
First off, Fernando Vargas Jr., who has sparred with Crawford before, offers his prognosis on the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford mega matchup. He considered the fight very interesting, stating that one fighter is likely coming into their peak, while the other is about to lose it. Vargas Jr. said that Canelo has dipped a little, but he still holds a great deal of power and is a weight class above.
Everybody has their own take, right? Crawford's the best skilled fighter ever. Canelo has power, he's on his decline. It's interesting because Canelo, doesn't throw as many punches as he used to. They say he's on his decline. Crawford, he's a very skillful fighter, very smart. I've actually had the opportunity to spar with Crawford, and it's always respect between me and Crawford. Me and my family may not get along with the Davises or his stablemates. Yeah. But at the end of the day, whenever we see Crawford, he'll go out of his way to say hi to my dad, to myself. So it's always respect with him. And I have a lot of respect for Crawford and what he's done.
Moreover, addressing Crawford's prime concern, he said in boxing, there is a reason why weight divisions exist. He explained that whenever a fighter moves up weight divisions in a larger challenge, when he was able to perform at a lower weight division, he almost never wins because the things that actually matter become size and power. Additionally, he said to visualize this point, one can clearly assess the final outcome of the Dimitri Bivol versus Canelo Alvarez bout.
I have a lot of respect for Crawford and what he's done. I just feel there's respective weight classes for a reason. You saw Canelo when he moved up to 175 when he fought Bivol. You saw what happened there. Yeah. And I just feel Crawford is one of the best fighters ever, and he could fight in any respective weight class. He could fight in any generation in his respective weight class. I feel Canelo's going to be too much.
He was also discussing his expectations of the matchup, framing Crawford having a fair shot in the earlier rounds of the match, because Canelo struggles to get started at the beginning of fights. Once Canelo starts to feel comfortable and his rhythm, he said the fight would end between 8 and 9 rounds with a Canelo win. He said that Crawford could also shake Canelo's shots off and come back better with a strategy, which would make for an extremely fun and unpredictable outcome on fight night.
Crawford take Canelo's best punch. If he could do that, and he has to fight a perfect game plan, like Benavidez, like Benavidez's dad said, it's gonna be a Tom and Jerry type of fight, which I feel it'll be a Tom and Jerry fight if Crawford wins. If he sits there and wants to, exchange with Canelo, I feel that's not the right game plan. But I feel both know everything's on the line. Pride, your country behind you, everything, right?
Additionally, Amir Khan, who has stepped into the ring with both fighters, also discussed the difference of fighting each fighter. He mentioned Canelo being easier to hit with slower feet and not a high-level defense. However, Canelo had the power and the size as he will going into this fight. That was the main thing for Crawford to worry about, as power will always be Canelo's main attribute, because the size will be natural for Canelo, and Crawford has to deal with it very well inside the ring.
I'm the only guy to share the ring with both guys. And I always said, look, both fighters are great. They're both great at what they do. When I fought Canelo, he was easier to hit. He had slow feet, but fast hands. I never expected him to have the fast hands he had. And obviously, he has a lot of power.
Although he was predicting the fight, he leaned towards Crawford and said he is a skillful and powerful fighter as well. It is not as if Canelo has all of the advantages, as Crawford has specific advantages going into this fight. He is moving up in weight and looks in unbelievable shape going into the contest. Khan expanded on the fact that Crawford knows how important this fight is and is training for it. It could definitely be a big factor in determining the outcome of this fight, which is expected to be an epic clash between two legends and elite champions.
That's one thing Crawford has to worry about, you know, the size and the power. But then again, I saw a picture of Crawford where he was weighing around about 180 pounds, looked strong, looked big, and I think he holds the weight well. And he's another fighter that's very strong, very powerful. So, you know what, I do lean more towards Crawford in this fight because he's the more fresher fighter. He's not been in too many wars like Canelo's been in. But look, like I said, this is a top level boxing, so I don't know who's gonna win, but like I said, I do lean more towards Crawford.
Moving forward, the strong Lithuanian contender named Mean Machine is known for his strength and toughness, also recently weighed in on this epic matchup. He said that his first thought when he found out about this match was that Crawford would lose because he thought he had no chance against Canelo, but when he spoke about it now, he realized that he had changed his position and clarified that he now believes Crawford will win, mostly because he is an exceptional athlete and has an inherent skill set that excels.
Crawford and Canelo, they're like the favorite boxers for me. I love Canelo, I love Crawford. Even like after I fought Crawford, I become his fan. Like he's an amazing boxer. So when it was like rumors, I'm like, oh no, it's not good for Crawford. Canelo's too big. Right now, my position changed. I think Crawford is too fast and too smart for Canelo. Even Canelo is a good boxer. I'm not saying like nothing from not taking nothing from Canelo.
Also, Carl Froch has also praised Crawford's fire, superb boxing skills, solid defense, and punching power in assessing the match. Froch said he could win, but the biggest challenge will be the transition to 168. Froch commented that if Crawford feels that weight, he probably has a huge chance. Still, he advised that Canelo is no joke at 168 and that he is going to have to work harder than ever to win. Froch declared the fight would be the fight of the year, a captivating and fascinating fight. Froch can't wait to see it happen.
I think it's a great fight. It's really interesting, intriguing, because Crawford's so good, so talented, unbeaten, a box of tricks. I thought the Errol Spence fight would have been close and he absolutely demolished him. But I just think he's out of his weight division. Well, he is out of his weight division. 2 or 3 weight divisions is coming up.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how a welterweight can step up to super middleweight, especially a super middleweight who's been up at light heavyweight. I don't see how he can do that and perform for longer than 4, 5, maybe 6 rounds.
Really? Yeah,
I just think the weight will get to him. I used to spar welterweights.
Okay.
And they're good for a round or two because they're quicker than you.
In addition, Stephen A. Smith has also already made his prediction. Smith will also have Crawford winning because of his skill set and his convincing style. He feels his versatility, which allows him to outbox opponents precisely, gives him the edge for this fight. Smith did, however, warn if Crawford could not hurt Canelo or disrupt his flow, it could very quickly go Canelo's way. If that happens, the Mexican icon might be able to deliver a significant, even a one-sided fight night based on his stature, strength, and pressurized style.
To me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
While we discuss both fighters' last fight and how it went, Terence Crawford last fought Israel Madrimov in August 2024, stepping up to super welterweight and gaining the WBA title. At first, Madrimov utilized excellent footwork and feints to put Crawford on the defensive, and it forced him to change to a more defensive style to adjust to whatever Madrimov was doing. As they got into the middle rounds, Crawford found his rhythm with that sharp jab, straight lefts, and counters. Then Crawford grabbed gradually wore Madrimov down to earn a unanimous decision at the end of the 12 rounds. He walked away with another belt, but he showed his ability to adjust at that higher weight, giving him additional momentum to go on to his ambitions fight with Canelo Alvarez.
Good fighter, controlled fight, a smart fight, very contained fight, very disciplined fight. You know, he gave himself a chance. And he landed right hands against the southpaw stance, which, you know, you're supposed to throw right hands when you see a southpaw fight. Crawford won the fight, but it was a fight that made Crawford, you know, obviously extend to himself to where, you know, he had to, you know, he had a real fight on his hands. But Crawford showed how special he is.
On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez returned to the ring to reclaim the undisputed super middleweight crown from William Skull in May 2025. Skull is known for his defensive ability and huge reach, but Alvarez pressed action, focusing on the body punch and cutting off the ring style to keep the quick-fighting Juan in his sights. There were no huge exchanges, and many criticized that the fight was slow at times, but Alvarez was definitely in the driver's seat the entire fight to satisfy the judges for their unanimous decision. The win reinstated his status as undisputed champion while reaffirming his power, ring control, and championship experience. And those qualities will once again come into play in the high-stakes bout against Terence Crawford, where size, power, and tactical ability are going to matter.
It's not interesting to see the fight when one person doesn't want to win at all. But it was hard fight for Canelo because he was always aiming, and even the Skull didn't throw punches, and it's hard to catch him. You know, he's just moving. But his movement is good, to be honest.
Yeah. In short, regardless of the outcome, the Canelo versus Crawford fight is going to be action-packed, compelling, and incredible. Both of these elite champions have different styles and backgrounds. Crawford is extremely talented with elite boxing skills, crafty abilities, versatility, and high ring IQ, but he is taking the ultimate challenge by moving up in weight to fight a bigger, stronger, and more powerful opponent. Canelo is a dominant fighter who has seen better days. He has elite counterpunching, impactful power, and extreme effectiveness. Crawford is trying to establish himself as one of the greats, while the other Canelo is trying to keep his reign as king of boxing, with high stakes, unpredictability, and untold potential for greatness.
When you are Canelo, you're supposed to separate yourself and show why you are Canelo Alvarez. Eventually came against John Ryder, but eventually, you know what I mean? If it doesn't, then what, you know? So now we're looking at a faster, fresher, great legs, great stamina, great game planning. And Terence Crawford, he probably trains at 168-ish, which means that's his body won't be foreign to performing at that weight class, you know? Which means he's gonna be strong at that weight class, you know?
Going forward, let's also touch on fighters' preparations for this fight. Canelo Alvarez is preparing for this fight with the mindset of proving he is still amongst the best in boxing. Despite some critics arguing he is slightly on the decline, he is focused on preserving the power, speed, and signature precision that have made him a champion for years.
Sí, 4 golpes. Aquí, pum, 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 pum. Dale, amigo, sube la mano. 1, 2, 3.
And in addition to using his weight and pressure on fight night, he is trying to get the best of his timing and rhythm. Mental preparation is also part of it because Canelo knows how special Crawford is with his speed and unique skill set. He is fine-tuning his whole game to prove to his fans just how special he is while keeping his head up and calm.
Canelo, you just spoke with this last interviewer about how big this match would be, how long you've been thinking about this. Where does this rank and how long has this been on your mind?
No long time ago. So I never imagined fighting Crawford. But you know, you can see how big is this fight. So I'm glad to be involved in these big fights, and you know, Crawford is one of the best fighters in the last decade, and I'm glad to be here.
However, Terence Crawford is also going to this fight mentally focused and physically determined, realizing the difficulty of a step up in weight class with a bigger and stronger opponent, and focusing on strength training and development while maintaining speed, and remembering to carry in his boxing talent into a heavier weight division.
Better angle right here. That's right. Walk to the top. Walk to the top. I don't want it, Dan. And I'm coming to a sleep about a drink. You don't work, you don't eat. You don't cry, you don't stop. You don't know wait.
Is working on his timing, movement, and generally his strategy. While trying to maintain his own skill level, Crawford has also focused on staying fast and agile by positioning his body given the extra weight. He is lining up to show the best version of himself by practicing self-control and mental clarity. In addition, Devin Haney, the talented American lightweight champion, recently tweeted about this fight after appearing on a podcast. He explained that his dad was the first one to suggest Crawford take this fight, and now it is the fight of the year. The fighters are talented and good at their own unique styles, but that adds to the excitement of the fight, one of the most anticipated events in boxing.
It's like, just give me the card.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not smart. I don't want to keep doing that. Yeah, I don't want to keep doing that.
You definitely got to establish. You only drive one card at a time. How many cards do you have?
Too many. Yeah, too many.
Do you even know?
Too many.
Have you tried to sell some of them? Because like,
yeah, no, I've sold some. Like my car guy. He's my friend too, so he tell me like, oh, this car is gonna drop in value, so you should get rid of it, dump it before, or dump it before you get over this many miles, stuff like that.
Has any of your boys come up to you like, yo, Dev, you don't even drive this car no more, man? Like, yo, can I get the keys?
No.
Nah, you ain't got friends that close. Nah. Let's talk about the biggest fight of the year, in my opinion, coming up in September, right? Canelo Bud.
Yeah.
People are just talking about the size, right? That's why it's gonna be too tough. But when you look at those two guys in stature, right, they don't look that difference in size. And Canelo is a small guy for 168.
Yeah.
Bud has longer arms. How's that matchup look to you?
I think it's a good matchup. It's a fight that we all been wanting to see. Bud has the skills. He got the discipline, IQ to win. But Canelo has all that with the size. So I think it's a good fight. I'm happy that Bud got the fight. My dad was the one that told him that he should take the fight. Yeah, Bud, I don't know if y'all haven't seen it or not. Bud came out and said that my dad was the one that told him to fight Canelo a long time ago.
Really?
So yeah.
Like in a private conversation, he just recommended
he told him like,
that.
man, the fight for you is Canelo.
He also disclosed which fighter he is going to be cheering for, indicating that his father is cheering for Crawford, and he is also cheering for him to win this fight. He called him a special talent who is already a two-time undisputed champion. Haney mentioned that this is a big moment in Crawford's career, and he expects him to take advantage of it because a moment like this does not come around too often for a fighter.
I think it's a good fight for boxing.
Is your dad picking Bud to win that fight?
Of course, yeah. And I'm picking Bud too. But will it be an easy task? No. But if anybody can do it, I think Bud can.
You think he should hang it up after that? Like retire?
Yeah, I mean, what else?
What else is there to do, right?
Yeah, what else?
And it's a big money fight.
If he wins or loses, what else is it to do? He's been undisputed twice.
Two weight classes.
What he defended it. What more does he need to do?
The summarize, the boxing world is extremely looking forward to this fight and is counting the days while tracking every update. People are just eager to see how the fight goes and who will end up being right in their prediction. In fact, going into the fight, everyone has a favorite because this is considered to be the biggest boxing match of the modern boxing era. While Canelo's fan base definitely has a belief that Canelo is just too big for his opponent and victory is a foregone conclusion, Crawford's fan base is eager to see him outsmart him with his speed, movement, and impressive skill set. At the end of the day, the anticipation for this matchup is only growing, and we would like to hear your opinion on this monumental fight. Who do you think will win this fight, Canelo or Crawford? For all the fans of the sport, your thoughts and comments add to our conversation and excitement. If you have made it this far, please remember to thank the video and subscribe because we do appreciate you. As we are now getting even closer to what looks to be one of the biggest nights in boxing history, stay tuned for more updates, predictions, and inside information.